And we are late.
Very late.
Welcome to a very important date. My name is Mr. 2020.
And I'm Victoria.
Yes, you
Fill in the
are.
blanks, that's what you say.
That's
Where
right.
did your mind go?
Yeah, where did your mind go?
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to another exciting episode.
of Feel It Real Fun for All on the 30th of August, 2024.
That's right, everyone
So
said.
what will it be in 2025? It'll be live.
Alive.
Yes.
That we're alive. All right. So, everyone, visit us at, I tell you what, if you're just starting with us and you haven't done shit, go to howtofeelitreal.com. That's one word, howtofeelitreal.com. It's easy to remember because you know what we do there? We share with you howtofeelitreal.com.
That's right.
Because a lot of people teach some really silly shit. And we're into results, not silly shit. Howtofeelitreal.com.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
And for the other bits, Colby, Lisa and LaRock,
Yes.
watch the refunds at feelitrealfun.com.
That is true.
All right. I think we're going to really... anyway, we'll do crass commercials. We'll keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
Ready?
Sure.
That's right.
Okay, so we're going to dive in. So the first question is from Dave via email, starting small.
That's right.
Dave says, I started trying to manifest the small things, but I still struggle with the big things. Please help.
All right. So this is a really common mistake a lot of people teach. Yeah, start
But
small.
no, but hey, hang on. You do sort of say with your Joseph Goddard's, it's like having those few things every day that you know are coming up, which to some people would feel small.
Right. So like shit on your calendar.
Yeah, stuff
Right.
like that.
I'm glad that you bring it up because she's running polarity today, and I love when she does this. Right?
Am I? All right.
By the way, if you weren't, you wouldn't have that physiological reaction.
All right.
Right? So, this is so vital to everyone's success. Because here's what happens. People go, I'm going to start small. I'm going to manifest a cupcake. I'm going to manifest a hamburger. I'm going to
A bunch of flowers.
a flower, not a bunch.
Oh, not a bunch.
Not a bunch,
Too big.
right?
Just
Too
one.
big, right? So the first thing you got to do is start thinking what's small and what's big. So instead of feeling from your desire, you start going, right, what's small, right? The second thing that happens is you start making these weird distinctions between small and big, right? So it's like, rightio. So Neville says, the moment you feel a desire, that's when you move into its assumption, right? That's when you accept it in its fullness, right? So here's what happens. So I imagine, happy, loving puppy dad, right? And I go, right, dog's pretty big. Right?
Dog's pretty big.
Dog is pretty big. So I'm going to start small to build up my confidence, and I'm going to manifest up a
weasel.
gerbil. A gerbil.
Yeah, right.
Gerbil.
Gerbil.
Yeah. Now, I've never seen a gerbil in Australia. We may or may not have them. I don't know. I know they're Russians, right? So,
They're
gerbil.
Russians.
Yeah, gerbils come from Russia, right?
Do they?
They do. Look it up. Right? I am a compendium of fascinating things, right? So it's like, radio. It's sort of like imagining getting an answer and getting a Right, well, yeah, an answer's a big deal. Right? Actually learning what I want to learn, getting it straight, it would be a big deal for me, so I'll start small. I imagine getting I imagine getting a like on my post instead of getting an answer, right? We get stuck here.
So, like with Dave, like imagining an answer to his starting small.
Hey, I tell you what, I don't know what Dave's taste in women is, right? But if Dave likes like 6 foot tall, blonde haired, blue eyes, and he goes, radio.
Go to Russia. No, they're not.
I'm gonna get me a midget, right? How many ways? You see, so we have to get rid of this whole idea about small versus big.
Yes.
Now, here's what I like daily. Now, there's a reason why we designed josephgoddardtothemax.com the way we did. Right? Specific events of my day having gone my way. And today, so I'm in bed, and I was like, radio, gotta take a poo soon. Radio, better get to work, Beth. Right? So I imagine up some really cool shit, right? So I go, right, it's Friday.
Do you need to go to the toilet? You imagine up some really cool shit.
Yeah, I do, right?
Yes,
She's actually keeping track. This is good.
Sorta.
So I imagine up, it's Friday. What do I do on a Friday? So I do a podcast. We do a show. I love the live show. I imagine
you got shopping.
Yeah, I got
with the
shopping.
dogs.
Did I crush it with shopping?
You did.
I got the best salmon in Australia, by the way, but
Alaskan
that's another
wild
story,
salmon.
right?
Yes.
And So I got my specific events of my day, smashing it at the gym. Oh, yeah, baby. But you remember a couple years ago, Victoria, it was on episode 300-ish when we talked about this, right? Because we talked about it on episode 100, 200, and 300. That's when we used to try to keep track of the shows.
Yeah, gave up.
Now, episode 100, 200, and 300, does anyone know what those have in common? Besides me.
Joseph Goddard? I don't know.
They do, but we didn't talk about it back then. But that was when I was getting my citizenship. And so on the calendar,
yes,
right, was
that.
citizenship.
Yes.
So we had to go into the city, park the car, get out of the car. She drove, right? Yeah. Drive in there. So we get to the city, and this is a big deal. This is the rest of my life, right? Big deal.
Yeah.
Right, but if I sorted small versus big, that would be hard because it's a big deal compared to a cupcake, a birthday cake versus a cupcake.
Yeah, got
right?
you. Got
a
you.
prawn versus a salmon.
Yeah.
Right. So, but whenever I'm in the habit of daily wins, Steve, what happens is it's like radio. What's on my calendar today? Oh, immigration interview, immigration test, right? So they had to actually interview me, right? Could you imagine me in an interview? That was fun, right? Immigration test. That was fun. And to really summarize it up really cool, I got in there and you know what happened? The computers didn't work. They just upgraded them Friday.
Yeah.
It's like, right. And so we're going through the thing, and it's like, and then I've got two names, birth name and current name.
2020.
Right? And
Yes.
and they can't get it in the new system. And the new system ain't working right. And she goes, well, the good news is for the next 3 days, we can reboot the old system and use that. That's beautiful. Right? And then I go in to take the test, and it's like, which test do you want to take? The one we just started today or the one that we've been offering for the past year? And I said, the one that I studied for. Right? I'm in and out in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Right?
Flying
They
colours.
give you an hour. I scored 100% in 5 minutes. In and out, I'm done. Right?
Better than an Australian citizen.
Yeah, I know more than she does about
I
things,
know.
right? I'd go to the dog park and argue with people about the nature of our government.
Yeah.
Right? And you know I have no interest in it. But, Tabitha, welcome to the show. So Joseph Goddard to the max daily wins. They can be big seeming, they can be small seeming, but they're daily. And when you have daily wins, that builds your confidence. And the argument for starting small is start small to build your confidence. Right? It's like manifesting a tricycle instead of a bicycle and a bicycle instead of a BMW.
And the inverse. Like, I see so many people getting stuck on the big things.
Totally, absolutely.
Because they've made it a big thing.
Yeah, they make
in
it
their
bigger
head.
than them.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is smaller than me, it'll be easier. Cupcake. This is bigger than me, it'll be hard. A big birthday cake with a happy birthday to you inside. Anyway.
That's Norma Jean Marilyn, isn't it?
Happy birthday to you.
Mr. President.
So it would be easier to manifest up a smaller cake with a midget inside. How many people can I offend in one show? Anyway, let's find out. Victoria.
So sorry, with all that immigrant, I just got to share. I don't have to share. You guys might not catch up with where I'm at. But the day that we went, when you
good.
finally gave up citizenship of America.
Oh yeah, that was the next step, right? So I give up American citizenship.
Finally, he decides to go to the American consulate.
Oh no! The day I got my passport, I started that proceeding. I didn't wait.
Yeah, but
right?
I just remember how we went there that
we
day.
went in, right?
And then it's like, yeah, okay, I'll see you in because it's all like armed guards, like
It's very secure.
it's very secure.
And then there's me.
And then you truck in, and I think, oh, I'll just go and get a coffee. And then I suddenly realise I don't have any money. I was like, I'm banging on the glass.
She had to bang
to
on the bulletproof
armed
glass.
guard. Can you get him, please?
Now, this is after I walk in, and they're very serious. You're not allowed to take one extra piece of paper in. You're not allowed to take a briefcase in, not a folder. You have to hold your shit in your fingers, including your monies, right? And I walk through, and they're like, can you give us your passport, sir? And I was watching the movie Sneakers like the week before.
Oh, yeah,
and
I love that movie.
And I went, my voice is my passport, verify me. Right? And like all six like guys with machine guns turn toward me except for one who starts to snicker. It's like, oh, you've seen the movie. Anyway, Sneakers, great movie. And I saw a guy that looked just like Whistler today at the Woolies, and I told him, I says, if you haven't watched Sneakers, you have to. You look just like Whistler.
Oh, wow.
So
cool.
Anyway,
Cool.
yeah,
Okay.
good movie.
Yeah.
Shall we continue?
We shall.
By the way,
Okay.
that's like when you start small, it's like manifesting up a commercial versus a movie. So if I wanted to ask a pretty girl onto the movies, and I'm going, oh, right. So my desire, I'm feeling a desire to ask a pretty girl onto the movies. Instead, I go, fuck it. I'll ask Emmett to a commercial.
Yeah.
He's smaller. Commercials are shorter. That'll be easier. All right.
Cool.
So
Excellent.
thank you so much for the question.
Dave. Yes,
Dave.
Thank you very much.
That's right.
All right. So.
Jamaica, yo.
Jamaica. Oh, hello,
There he is.
Jamaica. The next question's from Dream Driven Day Steve, measuring progress. And Steve asks, how do you handle measuring progress towards a goal without getting too far into the head? I've noticed more tasks, activities are often not translated to more results, but my feeling state has.
So I joined the gym, and then I think it was June the 3rd. I don't know, a month or so in, I used their machine to figure out how much I weighed and all that bullshit, and it gave me my weight. And so just a couple days ago, like 86 days later, 84 I think, I used it again. And it said, 20, you have gained 200 grams.
Yeah.
Now that's like half a pound,
Yeah.
right? In like almost 90 days.
Yeah.
So I've been hitting the gym. I love it. 3 times a week, 30 minutes a day. And then the other days I go in, well, it's about 40 actually. And then the other days I go in and smash the bag. I love smashing the bag and stuff. And then I smash the cage when someone else is using the bag. Then they tend to give me the bag, right? It's like, this guy's
What you
punching
doing to
steel.
my woman?
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway, so here's what happens, right? So if I'm measuring what doesn't matter, even if they say it matters, it's like, man, I've gained 200 grams. Right?
Yeah.
In 90
Yeah.
days. That's half a pound.
Yeah.
On the other hand, look at my videos, my photos from 90 days ago or 8 months ago, and you'll see a transformation in my body.
But it's not even what anyone sees. It's how you feel.
Well,
you
we're
know.
getting there. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, total transformation. And here's the cool thing. I also enjoy getting pumped. Yeah, I go and I pump me up. Like I'm just having some fun. So I hit the machines. I love the way they feel in my body. It stretches shit out. It strengthens. It lengthens, and it just feels good. And I notice as the days go on, I'm more husband than husbore.
Yeah.
Right? Husband couldn't help much. Husband cuts the grass, drags the bins around, goes, look at me go. Right? Muscles, right? And I'm
That's what he
constantly
does.
talking about that, right?
He
Because it
does.
feels good. Right? So the progress thing, it's really cool. You know when you're making progress.
Yeah.
You know it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, the indicators on the outside, rightio. So, great question. My invitation for you personally, join remarkable.com.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on, Steve.
Hoo-ha.
Cool. The next question is, it's two-time Steve. Dream-driven Steve.
It's double down, Steve.
It is.
Double down, Steve.
Attracting friends.
Yes.
And Steve asks, lastly, how does a person attract friends who genuinely enjoys and understands them? Thanks for the gold in advance.
All right, this
Very
is
sweet.
fantastic. So I don't attract friends. I repel people that are weird in a way that's different
You'd
than me.
repel yourself then.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really fun, freely and fully expressing myself. I explore all kinds of shit, and some of it I share with you guys, some I share with her. Hey, Penny, So I imagine having a life where I feel no inhibitions. Right? I just like, all right, this is what's showing up. This is what you get. Somebody asks me a question. What shows up is often fascinating to me and them. Right?
Yes.
And so, when we bring it back home, and it's like, you know what? So you asked or you happen to be sitting next to me at the right time, or you bumped into each other in space in a particular way. The quirkiness is going to be what the quirkiness is. So being fully comfortable in my own skin, I do two things. One, I find people around me who are willing to explore, even if they disagree. Because I'm willing to explore and disagree with where I've been 10 minutes ago. So I don't entertain much argument but I sure enjoy expression. So there's where I would go. Like, what if you just had people... By the way, this doesn't mean everybody gets me. Some people ask me questions and I talk, and they do anything to talk over me, shut me up, leave the room, right? In a heartbeat.
Avoid you in the future.
I entertain myself. But we'll keep answering your questions as we continue.
Cool.
So
excellent.
Stay tuned.
So that was also for Dream Driven Day, Steve.
Yes.
Thank you very much for your question. The next...
I'm also okay with people not.
People not?
Yeah.
Being your friend?
Yeah. Some people... There's a guy at the pool, so I'm talking with Yasmin Kate and Kylie.
Yes.
And I don't know what he's pissed about, but he's watching us and like he's going to axe murder us yesterday.
Oh.
Right? Even Kylie said, something's wrong with that one. Right? It looks like an axe murderer. And when you refer to a human as an it, you know that's because that's how they're looking at you, right? And so it's like, I'm okay. I'm not going to edit myself for any reason. I'm just having fun. I'm entertained by what shows up. I don't think he gets entertained about much. Kylie says, like, he looks like he lives in mommy's basement. Yeah, with a knife named... Anyway.
It's Dexter, is it?
I love me some Dexter. We should rewatch that someday again,
Yeah.
except for the last season. It sucked. But I digress.
Okay.
Yeah, remember that one. He's in New York and Pennsylvania. It's just like...
Don't remember that.
Oh, it's horrible. That's good. Hey, we won't watch it again.
Okay.
We'll watch Dexter in Florida. That was fun.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Excellent. So thank you, Steve. I think it was still a few questions.
Yes. Anyway, so after a while, it doesn't become about Steve's question at all. It just becomes about like
20.
That's right.
Speak.
It's the
and
20
not letting
show.
Victoria keep going.
All right.
Okay. The next question is from Cortez in the Power of Imagination group. That's the Facebook group.
I accidentally spelled his name Cortex. Now I corrected it, but I really so you'll see how it fits in. Go ahead.
Okay. And it's mystical experiences. Cortez asks, what was Neville's perspective on having mystical experiences, like the one where he talked to his, well, I guess, son before the sun manifested?
I find this is a really nice one. Sling Blade, by the way, Frank, excellent. Taters.
We love Sling Blade.
I tell you, so before we answer Cortez's question, right?
All right.
There's this video of Billy Bob and the guy from the film thing.
Yeah.
Whatever it's called. But
Film
if you
yeah.
go to the YouTube and you type in something like Billy Bob Thornton on turns into Sling Blade or something like that on the Actors Guild.
That's it.
It is the most amazing video.
Because he's just normal. And he talks, really briefly, talks to him about, well, how was it trying to get into character? And he morphs, what's that word?
Oh, he totally morphed right into Carl. Right?
Carl.
Yeah.
And it was just whoa.
It was absolutely incredible.
Fabulous.
Right?
Yeah.
He became Carl and then he became
came
Billy
back
Bob
out again. Yeah.
And it was like, whoa, that was
Look
good.
at your smile when
that
he came back out as Billy Bob, because that's exactly what he did.
That's exactly what he did.
Smiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Cortex's question, right?
Cortez, yes.
So one of the things that I notice when I look across Neville's experiences is consciousness is the only reality. Period. I noticed Neville didn't use mystical to escape mundane. Neville lived in both worlds, and he didn't pit one against the other or rely on one to manipulate the other. He experienced all kind of richness in those arenas.
At once.
So he was able to experience and enjoy mystical things, dream things, and so on. But he didn't daydream his day away. He wrote, he spoke, he did all kind of cool shit. He enjoyed, liquor, right? Yeah. I actually got in trouble once on the internet because I mentioned that, and they're like, "Oh, he's talking bad about Neville." What? Because you don't drink, right? Neville did. Anyway, so here's the thing: mystical, magical, fun, but you also get to notice you're the magical, you're the mystical, and you're the mundane. You're all of it. You can play anywhere. And as far as I'm concerned, as long as you're not using one to escape the other, they all enrich each other. So it becomes a dance.
They intertwine.
Oh,
yeah.
Totally, absolutely. Yeah. So, and so it's funny because I typed in your name Cortex, and it's like wow, but I get people get lost in the neocortex.
Yeah,
thinking about a lot of this stuff. Well, I wonder what that meant.
Dragging themselves back into the physical world.
Yeah, so they take something lovely, whether it's mystical or mundane, and then they abandon both by thinking a lot. So we'll just toss that in there. Great question, Cortex.
Thank
nice
you,
to
Cortex,
see you, pal.
for your question. Yeah, lovely. So, just out of interest, though, what he talked to his son before he even manifested him, like almost like in another realm.
Yeah, there was a little. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes. Before I met her. So I'm having all these weird dreams, right? Before I met her. And I'm doing a lot of out-of-body stuff.
What, you still overseas?
Yeah. So I'm still, it was before I met you. I was definitely overseas then.
Oh, well.
Yes.
You were here before you met me, but anyway. Briefly.
True. Okay,
so
briefly. That's true.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I'm here. And it's like, so my first weekend here I spent with my friend Simon Sheridan down in the city. Simon said, "Hey, while you're here, I'm going to rent you. That way I don't have to fly overseas to rent you." Because Simon's here. And so he rents me for the weekend, and we go to the city, and we walk around just having a blast doing what we do. Right? It was magical. But meanwhile, we're turning into these alleys and these cubby holes and so on. And these are places that I have out-of-bodied into, both in dream time and uptime. And it's like, oh my God, this is incredible.
Well, I've been here before.
Yeah, I've been here. I know it's around the corner. Yeah, and I'll make a comment, we'll go around the corner, and there it is, right? So, meanwhile, there's a little, set of tunnels right down the road from us. Right? And I remember, just up and away, hey, and I'm just zooming along a creek, wow, and then there's a waterfall and some tunnels and shit, and it's like, okay, no biggie. Well, I'm here for about 6 months or something. I'm doing my power walks, right? And then suddenly I go, oh wow, there's a waterfall, and right down the road are the tunnels, right? Cool. Right? So it's like, all right. But the thing is, do I use that as a sign? Oh, that means I should be here. I just managed to visit here before my body got here. It's cool. It's mystical. It's magical. It proves that we're not limited to time or space or our bodies. And I still spend a lot of time in my body, and I like spending time
somewhere else.
That's right.
Excuse me. That's fascinating. Okay.
So years ago, I noticed I had a buddy, and he had a girlfriend, and the girlfriend was hot. And he was so eager and nuts about out-of-body experiences that he wasn't spending any time in his body or hers. But I digress. Right? And I told him, I said, look, you want to have more out? Spend time in. Right? Quit trying to escape the in. And then you can go out a whole bunch more. Fun. Easier. I don't digress.
No, that's
cool. Right.
Okay.
Stevie gets it. Doobie doo. Steve
well, I
laughed
got
out
it
loud.
about more time out than in, but yeah, got you.
Oh yeah, but he wasn't spending any time in her body.
No, I got that.
Yeah.
I got that bit. Yeah, I got it.
Never did that on a show. Because he wasn't spending any time in his body. If he was in his body, you'll notice his body would enjoy her body, and her body would enjoy his body. But it's not my body's business. Nobody's business but theirs.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Yes, Cortez.
All right.
For your question. The next question's from Dream Driven Day. Now, I hope I say it right. Nertila.
Yes.
Finding home.
This is good. Notice how we've been answering it before we got to it?
Oh, and the last one. It would
Yes.
look like. Nertila asks, all my life, I've been looking to find home. I know that feeling, Nertila. The place when I was born never felt like home, and I knew I'd leave the country one day. I did leave it and got married on another continent, in Canada, but it doesn't feel home. I've been living here for 10 years. Especially this year, living here feels weird, like this is not my reality. I need to move as soon as possible. I've been trying to use some different scenes, but they feel fake, or I'm trying hard to come up with a scene. How can I make it easy to find the right scene and find the feeling of home?
Cool.
Thanks in advance.
So we did a real cool little call on remembering when. I'd suggest that. But so remembering when is a really powerful one. I used to live in Vietnam. Frank, you lived in Vietnam, didn't you? Right? Otherwise known as Fayette County, Pennsylvania. Fayette County, Pennsylvania, when I lived there, was the heroin capital of Pennsylvania. Right? Very fascinating. And back me up on this. Oh my God, DJ's here. DJ, you lived there too. Can you believe it? We're doing a show, and there's 3 people on the show, including me, that have lived in Vietnam. Oh my God!
Is that a real place?
Yeah, well, Fayette
County.
Yeah, but we
Why
call it.
Nam?
Yeah, we call it
Because of
Vietnam.
Vietnam.
Yeah, exactly. It was a war zone, right? I can't believe this. We got 3 people here. I love you guys, and I've hugged both these guys. Damn it! How cool is that? I got goosebumps. So, I lived there for like close to 10 years. I escaped. I ended up moving back in, and I escaped, right? After about another 10 years, right? So I spent like 20 years. That's like a life sentence in prison, right? And so it didn't feel like home. I could function there, right? I carried 2 firearms at all time. Remember the good old days, DJ? Right, Frank? Right? I'd be teaching martial arts and meditation while strapped. Right, but I digress. Yeah. And then finally, I had enough of it, and I just started feeling home because I felt lost.
That's the feeling, I reckon.
Right, so it's like I'm here, I can function here, but it's not. It's like I'm semi-detached from it all.
Yeah, my word would almost be like, I just don't. What's the saying? Something about not being in my skin.
Yeah. You're not at home in your skin. Yeah, exactly.
It just feels like that.
Exactly.
And I realised, because I felt exactly the same, like this lady guy.
Nertila, yes.
Has been in Canada for 10 years, and it's exactly how I felt in the UK. And of course, it has nothing to do with the UK. I could have actually been here. So I'm thinking I need to go back home to Australia, like I still called it home. But then even when I came home, I still felt out of sorts.
Yeah,
it was like
out of sorts.
Then it was like, well, now I don't know where I'm meant to be.
Yeah, nowhere, right?
Yeah, it was weird.
So you get how real this is, and I guarantee you a lot of people have felt this, and they try to deny it, and then they die, right? After dying every day for a long time, right? And so here's what happened. I started just remembering when I lived there. While I lived there. It was a feeling. It's not walking around saying, I remember when I lived in Fayette County. No, it's nuts, right? That'll get you locked up. I cannot imagine going to the Fayette County loony bin. That would have been horrifying. But I digress, Frank. Right? So, on the other hand, just feeling that in my past. And another thing which is really nice, it really comes down to the same thing. Remembering when I was like that.
Yeah, that is ace. I wish I'd known remembering when then. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, it feels... I just settle in that way and can just feel home. So.
By the way, what would you lack? What would you lack if you were at home? I strongly suspect I will die here. Right? And I strongly suspect that because I'm actually living here. Oh, how glorious is that? And so being willing, again, I'm not making a movie. It can be one sip of coffee. Okay, that coffee game recording, I think you have that. But remember a scene, we were just talking about this. A scene and a state are both how you experience what you experience. So one sip of coffee at home is very different than one sip of coffee not at home.
Yes.
And if I was having a sip of coffee by the way, when I was stuck in Florida working through visa issues, I would have a sip of coffee and contrast the feeling of, fuck, I'm still in this shithole of a state. Nothing against Florida is my experience of it.
Yeah.
Versus like having a sip on a stoop with her.
Yeah, it's like every 3 months you had to go to New Zealand.
I had to keep leaving.
Yeah.
So even like that little game, again, the coffee game, NevilleGoddardStore.com, those of you who don't have it, it's a game changer because it gets you out of trying to figure out what would imply it to like what would be different. How would a sip of coffee be different?
Lovely.
So there's a couple ways to button it up there. Watch this one a couple times. Sweet. And that remembering when recording, really good. Right? It's a little advanced. It's not for everyone, but it'll really help you with some cool shit. So,
cool.
All right.
Excellent. So thank you very much, Nertila, for your question. And the last question today.
Somebody screenshot this.
Look at you.
Look at that. You can see the muscles. Yeah. Can you tell I'm not settling for taking Emmett out to a commercial?
Emmett's right here.
Emmett's right down there.
So we're not
I want a
moving.
commercial. So.
All right. And the very last question today is from our remarkable Lisa Ann Rock. Vision into being. Hello, 20 in Victoria.
Yo.
Hello. Neville speaks of the 5 senses as being why the seed of desire cannot be consummated. When we are lost in the world of facts and data, living in the end is not possible. Neville wrote, "The future must become the present in the imagination of the one who would wisely and consciously create circumstances. We must translate vision into being, thinking of into thinking from. Thinking from the end is an intense perception of the world of fulfilled desire. We've explored awareness being and remarkable. Please share as to why the 5 senses will always fail us in imagining, and how awareness being makes the future our present reality."
All right.
Thank you, Lisa.
Big ass crap. Oh my God, DJ. Sorry. The older I get, the more I feel like we've already done this and we're just watching the story unfold. Yes, sir. God, I've known this fella. Dude, you make me proud. That's all I'm going to say. My buddy DJ is watching the show. I have known him since he was Stumpy something. What was it? Stumpy something. And I'm just proud of you, pal. So, all right. Ready? Let's answer Lisa's question. Woman, be gone.
Woman, be gone.
Yes. Go out there and bring lunch.
You want me to, really?
I want you to, really. Yeah.
Okay.
Woman, be gone.
Woman, be gone.
All right. La 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 la. So I tell her this morning, I says, look, how about if we do the leg of lamb tomorrow? Right? So how about if we do, what the fuck is all that? Oh, wait, no, we don't need that.
What do you mean we don't need it?
We need the flesh.
Well,
Right?
let's see how.
So
I'm going to do like a little.
oh, this is
fricassee,
incredible. Look at that.
red
Green
pepper,
things,
broccoli,
green and red things, Tom. You're going to love this.
mushrooms,
All right.
onion.
All right. Fair enough.
But then,
Right?
other than that,
Okay. So,
yes.
I propose fish. And so you know what I've imagined? Fish. And I tell her, what I'm going to do is I'm going to park at Kohl's. And then,
Keep going.
God, where's she going now? What's she doing over there? Anyway, so I imagine fish. And I get to the store and it's like 8:30, 8:35. And it's like radio, so I can't get wine for another 25 minutes. And so I structure it out so it's like I'm going to take a walk. And I take a walk from the store that I'm at to the other store. Now, the store that I parked at, I know, confusing, right? The store that I parked at, their fish counter is closed for right now. Their deli is closed right now. And I was like, right. So I can't get fish there. So I walk over to the other store thinking I'll get fish and a couple bebop-a-doobop things. So I bebop over there, and remember, we're talking about the evidence of the senses here, right? Which is not evidence. So I walk into Woolies, and I strut back to the fish counter, and it's full of empties. And the lady says, "Can I help you?" I'm like, this is going to be a gas. Like, yeah. So I got some shopping to do, but any chance can I stop back and get some fish in a little bit? She goes, "I'll have it out in about an hour and a half." Says, "Well, I'll be back, but not today. Have a lovely time." Right, radio. So all the fish in Eltham is gone. Right, it's just not there anymore. But I've imagined fish. Right, I've just gone deep into just some skin-on salmon, some barramundi, and when we do that, I tend to have burgers. So I'm like, all right. So no fish. So I leave Woolies, which should have fish, but Thelma's not there. Love me, Thelma. And I go back to Kohl's. I unload the shit that I got at Woolies into the car. I go into Kohl's, and I can't find any fish anywhere. It's not where it was the week before. They had some prepackaged fresh fish, and it's like, all right, nothing there. It's all cheese now. Right. I say hi to Bacon Girl. She's a vegan.
Bacon Girl.
Yeah, she puts out the bacon, but she's a vegan. We have a lovely talk about Prince playing 27 instruments. Right? She's just darling.
Yes. Let me get one more here. It looks like it's coming out of your snoz. Yes.
And so I look around. I can't find any fish. And then this lovely little girl walks towards me that works there. I says, "Excuse me, lovely little girl that works here." Right? Yeah, whatever her name is. And I said, "Any chance we've got fish? Because the counter's gone and my wife." And she goes, "Oh, yeah." So she walks me over to this little area that's about the size of an iPad vertically that has fish. Right? Now, they've only got about 6 packs of fish. Right? So it's hard to see. It's a little thin area. Would have never expected it. And so here's what happens. The first thing I see, look at the color of this. Wild Alaska sockeye salmon. Look at that. It's skin on, which is, you can't really see. That's what we like. And it's like not only skin on, it's also like money off. It's like $4 off. It's like, oh, I got me a bargain, right? That'll be fun. And then it's like, all right. But I've also imagined up barramundi. Well, hidden behind some other shit is barramundi. Look at that. Right? So it's like money's off, too. It's skin on barramundi. Oh, my God, that's going to be delicious. Thin cut. It'll cook up perfectly. Oh, my God. That's like, remember, so we're having fish, and I like me some burgers.
Yes.
And my favorite burger is lamb burger. Right? I just love lambs. They're all cuddly, and you can eat them. Right? so look at that. So I got me some lamb mince. No, lambs are cuddly. Burgers you can eat.
I see.
And I got that for $5 versus $7. It's like, oh, this is great, right?
Go.
So I'm just having fun. So I'm imagining up as usual. Yeah, I got great deals, good prices, exactly what I wanted. And so I got barramundi skin on, thin sliced. I got some awesome sockeye salmon. The color is just incredible. Got me some lamb mince, and it's going to be a delightful meal. Now, here's the thing. If I settled for the evidence of the senses, all right, wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
But I felt fish. And I just felt into it. I accepted it. That's what's for lunch. I'm accomplished and satisfied. That's right, Beth. And it wouldn't have consummated if I debated about it. If I started imagining letting her down. Well, that could be fun. Well, Victoria, we were going to have fish, but we're going to have prawns and burgers.
Maybe I'll add some prawns.
Yeah, I was going to say we got to do some prawns, right?
Yes.
But it's like, all right, it consumed me. There was a consumption. There was this. I love the word consomme, right? It's like a soup.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Can you pull it apart?
No. It's a meld.
It's a
all
meld.
together, yes.
So consomme.
Yeah.
And so whenever you say, I'll have some of the consomme, please.
Yeah.
Right? You're not going to pick it apart with a fork.
And that's actually really good because with it being like a meld, like it all working together, when we think about our senses,
Yes.
it's not like, oh, I can smell it or I can see it or whatever. It's like this thing of all of it coming together, and that consummation.
Consomme.
I actually, because I know I've used the word, I hear the word, but when I saw Lisa's question, it's like, well, hang on a minute, what does actually consummated mean? So I quickly jumped into Google, and it was exactly that, Elizabeth. It was accomplished. It was this feeling of accomplished, satisfied.
Nice.
And I thought,
didn't know that.
it just goes straight back to what
What we keep sharing, right?
been sharing.
Yeah.
Feeling of accomplished and satisfied. So, and I can see with marriage, accomplished and satisfied, like bearing children, impregnating, all of
Sure.
that. It's all of that.
So the two become one. We've talked about the consummation of marriage. We've talked about when the sperm and the egg, right, becomes something, not just sperm and egg.
Yeah.
Right? So something which we've introduced in Remarkable that we'll be doing on the Dream Call, join remarkable.com. Actually, the call in, not this weekend, next weekend. I tossed out the concept of split states. A split state would have me aware of that there's none, and aware of that I did that, and try to get from one to the other. And a split state feels like this. I'm getting a massage while thinking about sending out the email. I'm sending out the email while thinking about getting a massage. I'm never fully present anywhere. In other words, I'm hedging my bets. I'm going to marry her, but I'm going to make sure I've got boundaries and we both have our own money.
Prenuptials.
Prenup. Because if she spends too much money and I still have some left over, guess who's in charge at the end of the month of all the happiness, right? And people do this.
Yeah.
Versus radio. Right? Here it is. Whook, right? By the way, so this is contagious as well, just for fun. Let's toss this on. So she's got this creme.
I know. I just adore it.
She puts the creme on, and you can just watch her go, oh.
I do.
Right?
I just melt.
and she'll ooze like slime mold through the house. Because slime mold, whenever there's no food, it moves. It's really cool. It sort of grows appendages and moves, right? And so she'll come through the house like all like. See, I actually did it, right?
Yes.
So I allowed myself to get totally disoriented there, right? So she'll be so all into it that I'll do it. Oh, I just adore it. Now, a while back, she said, hey, I hope this doesn't bother you. I know how you are with perfumes. I hate perfumes.
He does.
Right?
Yeah.
If you got a perfume on, I want a hug, right? You know.
Yeah,
You ain't coming near me, right?
Yes.
So, but she says, I hope this doesn't. I said, no. Yeah. I am consumed by it. And Neville says, by the way, hey, your state, wear it as though it were a fragrant odor.
Yeah.
By the way, if you love this kind of shit, join remarkable.com. Second crass commercial. This is where we play in there, and this is something that I can't really talk about in the public groups. I'll put it in this because Lisa asked, and I love that Lisa asked this, because this is where I like to explore. The whole thing on what are the 7 steps to manifest my special person, and he doesn't have free will, and I'm like, oh, fuck me, dude. Right? On the other hand, this. So.
Very cool.
How do we do?
I think you did ace. Because that was initially, I got a bit, well, not confused, but it was like, well, hang on, I don't really get this because and that was my exact example to you. Like when I put that cream on.
Yes.
And I shut my eyes and my whole world, as I smell it in, is just that smell. It's just so defined.
My whole world.
It is. It's just gorgeous. And so I said, well, hang on, I don't get that then. But it's my experience. It's like you said, it's my experience of the odour.
Yes.
It's not the odour, that thing out there. Do you know what I
Yes.
mean? It's so internal. So,
Yes.
yeah.
And your experience invites me to that experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
And somebody's probably going to want to know, what is it? What is the creme? Show me the creme. Oof.
Well, yeah, some people might hate it. I love it.
Yeah.
Do you want me to get it?
No.
No.
We
Okay.
already need Woman Be Gone. Hey,
Woman Be Gone.
let us know
Yes.
on this show. Should we have every time we do a show, have a Woman Be Gone moment?
A woman be gone.
Yeah, where I order, Woman Be Gone. Right. Let me know.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Anyway.
Cool. All right. So excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much for that, Lisa, for your question. And what we want to know is tell us what was your hashtag strawberry bit.
That is the rightness.
Oh, so many goody bits in this show because, I mean, the one bit where I just had no idea anyway, was remembering the time that I was knocking on the window of the American consulate.
Oh, that was so much fun. Hey,
And saying to the guard, "Can you please get him? I need some money."
So I'm up on the 13th floor of the embassy or consulate or whatever it was. Something like the 13th floor. And you have to go through checkpoints and body searches and shit like that pretty much. And they're like, your wife needs you.
It's hilarious.
All right. So I go back downstairs. Hey, guys, my voice is my passport. Verify me. And she's outside going, it's like, okay, can I slide $20 through the crack? Right?
I had no idea I was doing anything wrong. And I guess that's why it was just, they were so good and enabled it all to happen.
It was lovely.
Yeah. And I was really grateful for that last question of Lisa's.
Yes.
Just because I thought I knew what consummated was, and then it sort of opened up a whole new ball game of questioning.
Yeah,
and
nice.
understanding and seeing when I checked in Google accomplished and satisfied, then asked you because
Nice.
I said it's even like this cream. It's like,
It's a creme.
oh, and it was. It's nothing to do with the creme. It's nothing to do with what you see, hear, touch.
Yes.
It's your experience of that and
Yes.
how important that is.
Yes.
Yeah, so, and Nertila, that feeling of
Yes.
feeling home. I just so got that. Oh, crumbs, I think I had that feeling for
When you found this house,
15 years.
when you found this house and you felt home here,
Yeah.
odds of anybody else buying it?
Yeah.
0.
Yeah.
She even told them. Victoria historically is not someone that raises her voice to people. And she ended up at the auction. There's people bidding, and she turned and basically said something like, "Go away.
Yeah,
this is
is
mine."
home. Yeah.
Right? My home.
Yeah.
Right? And the guy she was bidding against, he's a great friend of ours now.
He is.
We call him up and he goes, "Oh, it's you." Yeah, I don't even have to say who I am. It's the voice.
He owns a construction business, so it was just, it was funny when we first saw him after all of that had happened.
Yeah.
You cost me.
Yeah, he cost her 20
You
grand.
cost me 20 grand.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. How about you, babe?
My strawberry bit, it's funny, to have two other people from Fayette County here on the show, given the subject of the show, that I think I'm really
that's
touched.
Lovely, Frank and DJ.
Frank and DJ, you
And
guys.
who's the other one?
Oh, that's them. I'm the third.
Oh, you're the third.
Yeah.
Sorry, forgot about you.
Sorry, yeah, forget about me, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I just love the way they all come together, and it is like this whole consummate experience at the end. I live for these shows. I live for the group calls. I love the one-on-ones as well. But you guys that aren't in there, really consider, would you like this kind of play and exploration in your life? Because I think you said it really well, that the exploration of this led to a whole new ball game.
Yeah.
And remarkable, I don't sit there and explain shit. Right? That's just boring as fuck to me. We also have products that explain shit. Right? That's fine. I invite exploring you. Plain and simple. Right? I got a lot of stuff that explains stuff, but my favorite products are all shit that invite you to explore you. And that's what it's all about. So if your awareness of being is God and you are how God has the adventure of a lifetime, What would happen if you explored you? Not just settled for an explanation about you. So, but I'm touched by all the questions and all the people.
Yes,
And,
fabulous show.
Lisa,
mate.
thank you for buttoning the show up beautifully with us.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
How much it all sort of worked in with everyone's questions as well. It always does that.
always does. Cool.
Cool. Okay, so meanwhile,
howtofeelitreal.com. If you're just beginning with us, what we do, sign up for that. You'll get the daily email and the 7 videos and all that stuff. It's a lot of fun. You'll notice we don't do a lot of things like chanting or crystals.
no.
Right? Or chanting with crystal.
Yes.
Second thing, joinremarkable.com. It's $100 a month. Right? You get a group call, Facebook group, a whole bunch of free goodies right now. That's going to be changing around a bit. But we got a hell of a good group of people that are willing to explore.
Yeah.
And
Black belts.
and that's what I live for. You know, just I got to tell you, it really does drive me nuts. How do I manifest the same thing that 400 other people have ever asked? And we share, and it's like, right. And it's like, wow. But if you explore you, all the other stuff makes sense in ways that you can't imagine. But if you're just looking for a way to solve problems, Remarkable's not for you. If you're wanting to explore a whole fascinating, lovely way of life, join remarkable.com. Crass commercial over.
Thank you.
Love you, darling. What a lovely,
babe.
yummy show.
Yeah.
Tune back in a couple hours and see the lunch video. That's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And never settle, always soar. See ya.